Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for January the 15th through the 21st, 2018. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and to focus on our heart center and just allowing everything to just be cleared from your mind and to allow any resistance to changes that you may be witnessing, either with your heart or with your eyes or with any of your senses. And try not to sort of allow the changes to I get a sense, try not to let the changes to try to create stir up a sense of vulnerability or insecurity for you. So it feels like one of the things that just right now the month of January, and so this may be something that goes throughout the rest of this month and sort of shadowing into the next month, but a feeling of insecurity as you're trying to figure out some things about right now the word cash. There's maybe some concerns about finances, or there are some concerns about how you're adjusting to some of the things that you are planning. There's a sense of, they keep writing the word joy, and I don't know. My mother keeps. She's been coming through for some of my readings with clients, and she's been kind of talking to me about something all morning. So I'm not quite sure where what she's focusing on right now, but she's giving me a sense too. Some of you are trying to come out about something in your life. Maybe you're really you're aiming for new rewards or new goals that are rewarding for you, and that this is something that is your joy, your bliss, as this word keeps being written, but you're maybe having some doubts about, going for this, or revealing this in some way, or taking those steps towards it. Maybe there's a word I'm feeling right now is the word opinion, and that you may be focused on too many opinions from others that you may just be replaying in your mind about your life purpose. Maybe you feel like other people have other ideas or expectations about what your life purpose should be, and you're finding it very difficult to embrace those changes in yourself. And I guess maybe my mom is reminding me of this for myself. She, while living not towards the very end, but until the very end of her life, she and I wrestled about this all the time. I mean, she didn't she didn't get what I was doing. She came from a very strong Christian background. She read the Bible every morning of her life, and pretty much nothing else outside of that. So she didn't get what I was doing. What she saw for me was, music and singing, which I haven't put that aside at all, but it's just that she didn't get what I was doing, and she was very disturbed by it. And it wasn't until some point when she needed to talk to me, which was a very rare thing, I think, from most of the parents of my parents' generation, to have these talks with their kids. But she found a great deal of comfort in some of our those conversations, and she began to get what I was about, and when she described to people what I was doing, she told them, "Oh, he's a spiritual counselor," which she actually found a word for it, because I hadn't been able to find a word for it, because I was also held back by her lack of trust in what I was doing. And so it's just given me the sense of this. I think that's why she's coming through in this way. And I've been feeling like for the last couple of days, she's really been validating. This week I had the flu, and I'm quite sure that a lot of people, I mentioned it on my Facebook page and to some friends. I think the healing prayers and the medicine that I got from the doctor, the combination, was really sort of a miraculous recovery in the last 3 days. But and how the symptoms went. But the thing is I feel as though this is something similar for you, where you're being held back by your own expectations, and also the expectations that others held for you in support of you. Like my mother, like any parent, really only wants their child to be happy. That's all they want. You may really actually believe that people want you to be a certain way, and or else they're not going to be happy, especially when it comes to your parents. But I really believe that your parents, even though they may say a lot of things and they may, not agree with a lot of things that you do, but they really, really, really only want you to be happy. And so when you decide that what you're doing makes you happy, then they will become at peace within themselves, because they feel it's their duty, their role to help you find that peace within. And others outside of that role of parent, that sacred role, aren't going to ever be confident unless you're confident. And you're never going to be confident unless you stop questioning what you are doing. Because a lot of what I'm discovering is that we spend a lot of time questioning who we are, trying to figure out who we are, and we've made it a life's journey. And some of us may say, well, I've come a long way and I still haven't figured it out. And the reason you haven't figured it out is because the quest you set upon was only going to give you the experience of trying to figure out who you were. I mean, do you understand how the law of attraction is really very specific? If you are offering this feeling, and maybe it suits us sometimes to not, to think that we don't know who we are, but the thing about it is that no one can really know who they are if you are questioning who you are rather than being who you are now. Your purpose is so immediate. It's more action. It's happening as you. It's happening as you are unfolding through what it is that you're doing, not through the seeking of what you should be doing. The seeking of what you should be doing is only going to increase through the law of attraction, the seeking of what you should be doing. It's almost like the universe says, oh, they want to seek themselves. And then the universe only responds to your vibration in a neutral way and gives you more seeking. But if you begin to do and enjoy and just do, enjoy what you're doing. Do what you're doing for the pleasure of it, without the questions, without the seeking validation and the searching. This is what I think I was been trying to say all along, what they've been trying to say, because I'm growing through this with you. These are new conversations that I'm having here with you and all of your higher selves. It is allowing us to have this conversation collectively. And when I was trying to say, as it was coming through some of the earlier videos, that it's like you're chasing your own tail when you're trying to figure out who you are. This is what it means. You're chasing a ghost, this ghost of who is who believes he doesn't know himself and is seeking himself, and so you just increase that kind of um, possibility. So focus on doing, and the number 95 came up, and it says the changes that you're currently considering are taking you in the right direction for the manifestation of your divine life purpose. Okay, so the changes that you're currently considering are taking you in the right direction for the manifestation of your divine life purpose. So let you look at that, because sometimes we don't um, grasp something. I know I'm not a very auditory. I'm a visual learner. So if you can see that, but it says the changes you are currently considering are taking you in the right direction for the manifestation of your divine life purpose. So this is validating that what's coming to you right now, those changes, and you may not see these changes except when you have a problem, when you are resisting it. You're not seeing this as divine guidance, is what it is. Because the voice, one of the things that the universe is consistently a part of, an offering, is change. And it uses the voice of inspiration to motivate those changes, because those changes represent the unfolding of your prayers. Any desire to resist change, which sometimes we got to be a little careful, because looking for security and stability and consistency really goes against that divine framework of expansion and infiniteness, vastness, you see. And so you have to be a little careful when you're alarmed by change, or when it threatens you, or when you have to interpret it, because that's what we're really looking at, is interpretations here. And you can know the interpretation that resonates with you, but hopefully that even if I'm scrambling a little bit with your interpretation, that it helps you to just get a little bit more clarity around the way that you're interpreting your reality. But the thing is it's very important for you to not be looking for a sense of peace as stability, as in nothing changes without, well, let's put it this way. It's almost like I get the sense that a lot of us would think of peace would be that you wouldn't have to change, or your life wouldn't have to change. You would just like for things to drop in. And the thing is that if they just dropped in and you're already praying for change, because when you pray, you're praying for change. That's the only thing behind prayer, the purpose behind prayer. When you're praying for something, because you want something to change. And the thing is that you can't pick what can and cannot change. So when you pray for something, your prayer came out of an awareness of contrast, right? The contrast gave you this new awareness. It helped you to focus your clarity into a new desire. And now this new desire has caused you to pray, to ask from your heart, not just with your mouth. Your mouth is usually the last thing that when you mouth the prayer, you are just maybe aware of what your heart has already done. So this prayer that comes from your heart is going to orchestrate change. And so this is the only kind of peace you can follow, is change. If you really want to be at peace, then accept change. Accept change is not a threat, because that's an interpretation, and that's where you and I can sort of clarify or clean up our vibration around that frequency or that interpretation. So, we're offering you a different interpretation so that you don't feel threatened or jump to the conclusion of losing or being threatened, or your life is being destabilized. It's actually being recognized, and what you're needing, and your provisions are being made and put into place in order for you to have them. So this is a very important thing for you to allow yourself to really get into here. But the thing is that what they're drawing me back to is that as you become more sort of engaged in the fulfillment of your desire, as you're enjoying the fulfillment of your desire, or as you're enjoying anything that you're doing, you are more open to these inspired moments where you are witnessing the universe's guidance and sort of drawing you into the process. So when you're inspired, that's when the universe is drawing you into the process of your prayers, so that you don't have to feel like you're sitting there doing nothing. But the thing is that what's so funny about it, I feel like they're laughing with me, is because the one thing that we hate is sitting around doing nothing, because we feel like we have no control. And the universe knows that, and so they inspire you. And then when they inspire you, and you get this idea of the changes you're currently considering, you are not considering them, but you're criticizing them and analyzing them, and analyzing and criticizing yourself, and bringing up your inadequacies, etc. And all your insecurities come up because you open that box. You see, so don't open that box, and just consider what is. And I like that the changes you're currently considering. The universe has many opportunities for you. They only ask you to consider. They're not telling you you must do this. They're just saying consider this. We have more options for you. We have plenty of options for you. Imagine going to somebody. Oh, no. Somebody who you don't like to eat something, and they would be willing to cook you all kinds of things, whatever you want, but they just want to throw some stuff at you to see what resonates with you. That's all. Nobody's saying if you don't choose, you don't participate. That is not the universe. The universe loves participation. The universe has lots of ways for you to participate, so you don't have to do it that way. The thing is that it may seem like you're being urged in a particular way because, yes, your prayer, your desire is drawing you in a particular direction. And so they're trying to give you all of the options, and they know how to create many in that direction. So just be open that these are all considerations for you, that you have many opportunities. All you have to do is find the one that resonates with you and the one that motivates you, and keep moving in that direction, because it is helping you to fulfill your dreams, is what they're saying. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the card for the beginning, for the theme of the week, the Archangel Oracle card. And we have Angel Therapy. So we have the Archangel Raphael. And this card is about taking care. It says, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Okay? So they want you to not worry so much. They want you to just show up. Because you believe that you don't have the script, that you're really going to screw everything up when you get there. And this is the reason why we worry. If we don't have a script, if we don't read over the script, if we don't know what's coming, we're going to make mistakes. That's how we focus our vibration. And so you've had a lot of probably experience with that has made you pretty doggone, panicked, and so that you can't relax. And what they want you to know is that if you tell them what you need, because they're like your assistants here, if you tell them what you need, and they will help you with that, whatever that is. If you need more clarity, they're going to help you with that. I always think the best thing that we could always do is pray for clarity. If you need more expansion, as I'm seeing that word, then they can help you with that. They can help you and they can prepare it so that when you show up, that you will recognize the door that expansion will lead through. They will help you to pray through your heart before it reaches your lips. So that means they will help you adjust your alignment to be prosperous and successful with the prayers that you are seeking. They can help you with that. They can help you with, I'm seeing the word property. So maybe there's some concern about property, so support, maybe paying your rent or paying for your mortgage or something. They can help. If you pray for the support and for the clarity, they can help you with that. So if you're going and right now the word steady, they can help you with the steady. So pray for steady progress. So if you're going through a process where you are now looking into buying a new home, or you're looking to looking for a new apartment, what they want you to do is pay attention to the ideas that come to you, and what they want you to do is to pray for the support and the steady flow of progress, and so that you can just show up. And when you show up, you're going to have the evidence of what you need in that moment to inform you whether or not this is the property for you. Don't put all of the fences up. I don't know if this is the right word I'm looking for, turn of phrase, but don't put up all the blocks in front of you or stack them up before you get started on that road. Because if you look at because the only thing you can possibly pull up in front of you right now about a future moment is the past. And you may be looking at the conditions that you're in, but that's the whole reason for prayer, and that's the whole reason for change. And every new desire, is about both of them. And so it doesn't matter what's going on right now. Okay? It doesn't matter what's going on right now. When you engage the process of change, that means actions and all kinds of influences will come together to effect the best outcome for you. So begin, because everything starts. We always focus on the endism, that's why we can't go any further. But focus on the beginning. And there's less fear in the beginning. Start where you are. You know you have this desire. You start getting these ideas you're inspired to follow. Seek them out and see what happens. This applies for jobs or anything in life. See what happens. Be willing to show up. Try not to anticipate so much so that you talk yourself out of it. Keep showing up. See what happens. You don't have to sign any contracts, and you won't if things aren't aligned in the first place. So it was the fear of going forward to try something to see if it's possible. Until you do, you won't know. Until you go through the process, you won't even know if this is really what you want or not. See, those kinds of answers are there when you just show up. Okay? All right, let me just check in and see if there's any additional information coming from Archangel Raphael and the angels. And just sort of getting sort of it's sort of like a time of endowment here, is what he's showing me as a word. So you have more endowment, especially spiritual endowment, and vibrational currency is another way of translating that. You have an endowment of vibrational currency that far exceeds your physical experience. It far exceeds your current status physically in the physical experience. So therefore, if you see or think or you're focused on the lack, then and you have a desire for something more, then know that your bank, your spiritual bank, is so vast that even the worst scenario has a chance of not of being vastly improved because of what you are banking in your spiritual currency. So yes, things may be a little rough and a little dicey right now, but that spiritual currency is going to throw you further, or not throw you, but going to propel you further beyond what your fear is sort of um, dictating and skewing for you. It's. Do you understand? Like you can't be poor, poor with that kind of currency. It's just the thing is that you don't allow it to work for you because you keep dissecting and like doubting and putting all of these blocks in front of you that you don't even allow it to leave the driveway. Your currency, it's like you're holding it up, and you're not really holding it up because in energetic flow it's not holding up, it's just continuing to expand, and it's just waiting for a loophole to pour through and flood your life with all kinds of pleasantries, is the word I'm seeing written out in front of me. So you just have to request, and you know how to do that, you just don't know how to get out of your way. Okay, you don't know how to allow the progress, the flow of progress to you don't know how to show up and entrust in the stages. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. All right, so we start off with ego as the card for the beginning of the week. So this is just telling us that we have some things that we're going to have to check ourselves on. Okay, so feeling like you're trapped. All right, this is ego. Feeling like you are always sort of standing on the threshold of something, but it never works out. That's just feeling trapped or stuck. Just reworded in many different ways. It's the same interpretation. We just have many names for it, many ways of seeing it, and the thing is that that expression, we have the Archangel Raphael, whose name means the beauty of God, and that phrase that just came to my mind, which is beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. This is not. This is the most truth that you could ever hear. This is a really universal truth that has so much to do with our understanding of how our ego works and how the laws of manifestation work for us. So don't allow yourself to settle for that interpretation that the ego would give. You know, you may, when you feel like you're seeing things in a hopeless matter and that you're stuck, just know that that's not the only way that you could choose to see this. Notice how I said that. This is not the only way that you could choose to see this. And if you pray for that clarity and don't keep saying, when is it coming? When is it coming? Because questions just offer more questions from the universe. Well, what you focus on increases, and you focus on words, but you're not focused on the emotional content behind your words, because the emotional content behind your words is the vibration that you're offering, not the words. You see, and so when you ask a question, I'm not saying that questions are bad. I'm saying the emotional content behind the question is what's creating the distortion that you're receiving. That's what's creating you to feel stuck. So it's the emotional content that has held you in a place where you feel that you're stuck. But you are free, you are powerful enough to create that. You are powerful enough to create the other. Okay? So you can call upon Archangel Raphael as well and to beautify your mind, to elevate your thoughts to a whole new level of awareness, to prosperity, through ask her to help you to see things beautiful in a beautiful way. So maybe it's sort of like I don't know what I'm thinking about, but art, or any form of art. Maybe um, some maybe it would help you actually um, to go and be a part of things that just sort of elevate your mind or that beautify the mind, like art, music, or nature, stand in a river, whatever it is, or dance performance, something creative, artistic, to just sort of help to transform your mind and elevate your vibration to allow those to release that those barriers which are forms of resistance, and to start that whole process of allowing, so that you can hear those thoughts that you're being guided to help you your prayers unfold or reach your goals. All right, let me just tune in to see if there's any additional information about this card. Okay, and they're saying yes. So the card says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear based thoughts. And they were showing me in my vision the feet. So, and I see he has shackles on his feet as well. So the thing is that well, can't really tell actually, but it looks like it. But there's coins dropping to from his all right, dropping to his feet. They're talking about. I guess what I'm getting a sense of is keep keep moving, keep taking steps, but don't do it. Okay, so here it goes. So pay attention. The difference between being inspired into action versus using effort. And I know somebody went on about the effort. And again, interpretation, I get it. But we need to find the subtleties between them, because it's the vibrational content that I'm referring to when I'm trying to use words to help you to find a difference in how you are relating, so that you can find that breakthrough in your approach. So we usually effort. There's that whole thing about good effort. Yeah, I get it. But most times I observe within myself, as example, or others, that effort comes out of fear. Like all of a sudden, it's like I'm better. I gotta do this because this is not gonna work out. So let me go do this, and this, and this, and it's all out of fear. And you're no longer listening. You're panicked, and usually, you may get something done, but you probably will see that, oh, if I had done it this way, I could have gotten this. I could have really gotten a lot more of what I was looking for. But because I sort of jumped the gun, then this is what I ended up with. Not terrible, but I could have found myself in the position that I really would have been most fulfilled. And that's the kind of thing I'm saying that we really need to be aware of. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week and see how this all continues. So now we have the card release, all right, which is traditionally the death card. So this is about letting things go, okay? This situation, I feel like this situation is helping you to step back and from something that you've been struggling with, that's helping you to allow that transformation to unfold. So the thing is that I feel like we're breaking a process, that we're breaking the chains. And, we're so afraid. Like, we see death as this the biggest threat, yet death is really the biggest change. It's the biggest change, and all change allows continuation. Don't you get it? Like, change allows continuation itself. It allows the flow to continue, not to end. It doesn't do that. It may take a new form. It may take a new direction, but it's the biggest release of all. And so you are going through changes right now in your life, because these changes are also helping you to have that release that you've been looking for. So if you've been feeling really trapped, here now for you is this huge release, this healing that's taking place here in your life. So really be open to. It was interesting how that light was so, coming from the sun on the video, and now just sort of this. Now that it's gone, it was so penetrating. Yet the light is good, right? But when it finally gave that break, it was almost like a light has been pushing through. So don't think of your ego. I always say it's something evil, but something is pushing through. Your light is pushing through, and it's creating all kinds of changes and things that in ways that maybe you're not ready for it, but it's going to create the biggest release for you, is what I'm feeling. Now that light just broke away, because it was even like blinding me as well. But I think it has that meaning energetically right now. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week, and the Magician card. And see, this is three major arcana cards here, and this is a really powerful card to come through sort of at the end of the week and in this reading, because when you let go, basically what it's saying is everything becomes possible, because that's what the Magician card is. A magician, just has this strong will. His will and desire are one. There is no interruption of the flow. Look, from the channel, from the source within, right out into the world of his expectation, there is no interruption. There is clear direction. There's wisdom represented by this older person, the Raziel, who knows the secrets of God. There is that wisdom that's being channeled, not fear here in this card, like with the ego, with the shadows that seem to lay over the ego card here as well, and his mask, which he's hiding within himself. And this is what my mom was talking about. Like, this is about coming out right now and being your spiritual truth, walking in that truth and owning it. And you're ready to do that. You're ready to do that. Your instinct about coming out, about whatever it is for you on your spiritual life purpose, or in any aspect of your life, you're right on about this. You're right to let this go. You're right to come out of the shadows of yourself and to shine brightly. You're right to release, to let things go in your past, to let people go, to let opinions go, to let nothing stand in your way. You're right about this. Okay? You're right about it, and you can manifest your reality right now. This says you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. Tune into how life feels for you. Tune into how these ideas inspire you. Let that be the food that you feed upon. Let that be your spiritual food. Let that be your spiritual fuel as well. Okay? Let's take a look at the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck. And this just sort of validates this whole idea of news, of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and your ingenuity. This is the card of, the page can be seen as on the process of developing new ideas, exploring new ideas, new creative ideas. So you have this, um, something's developing within you, your spiritual fire, your passion, or something has maybe caught your attention or has motivated you, something now you discovered through your doing that you're passionate about, and now it's time to set out about actually doing this. And maybe this is something that's come back at you again and again, and you've somehow allowed yourself to get roped back into hiding through your ego, and you can always feel that you can do it, but you just keep doubting yourself. But you always come back to this place where you just know this is something that's right for you, but you just keep doubting yourself. All right? And this time you're going to ask the angels, you're going to ask them to take this burden away from you. Don't even try to figure it out. Don't try to heal it. Please don't try to heal it, because that's what keeps it active. Just just be ready to let it go. Pray for the clarity to release that what it is that you do, that resistance, that wall of resistance you use. Pray for them to show you how to work through it, and to show you how to feel supported through it, because that's also important, because it actually is helping you. Everything is serving a purpose, right? So ask them to help you feel supported, even though you feel this way. So that way you're not resisting it, but that you're allowing all of the information together to inform you. Again, just show up and let the information and the details fall into place, align, and then you'll know exactly what to do. Trust yourself. Trust that you are this wise. Trust that you know what you really want. You've always known. And this idea of finding yourself or trying to figure out what you do want is just a ploy, a distraction to keep you from being who you already are. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And I'm going to pray that this light that is shining here will shine directly into your ego and unmask you, so that you can be as powerful as the magician, the miracle of love. Magic is really just love, right? And so God's love, and so that you can fulfill and be that shining light, a radiant light of God. And the only way to be that, only way to have that occur for you, to know that, is to be it, to start doing what it is that inspires you. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. Thank you all for joining us here this week. And thank you for your prayers as I continue to recuperate from this flu that I caught this week. One of the reasons that happened was because over the holidays I had lots of sugar. It's hard when you're vegetarian and you go other places and people aren't, so it was limited, but I have learned my lesson from this. So it's important for us to eat according to our lifestyles and our life purpose. So, it happened, but I'm so happy for the prayers that have helped me to be able to do this today, to be present with you, to make this video. So thank you for joining us here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, do that, so that you'll be aware of the videos as they come out. If you haven't joined us for the daily card messages on Facebook page, or if you've been looking for them, there's a description link below to the Facebook page. You can also connect with us through Twitter, which is there's the link below as well. And if you're looking for an angel reading, please feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com, and there you will see on the services page of my website the information about the reading. Make sure you read about the how the process of me contacting you and all that stuff, getting back to you. My office hours are there, 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern